Hello and welcome to the stunning Shugborough Hall for the inaugural Ironman 70.3 Staffordshire. Now this race is brand new on the circuit, but it's already broken records, selling out in just 14 minutes. Everyone from complete novices to multiple world champions is racing today, and there's also a celebrity chef. This is his bike here. Very nice wheels, Gordon, very nice. Let's cross over to your commentator, Patrick Winterton.
Well, the UK is certainly one of those places where the tougher the event, the more people there are who want to do it. 2,700 places up for grabs, and they could have sold them 4 times over. That's the sort of enthusiasm that will help the organisation reach their target of raising £500,000 for charity. The distances today: 1.9 kilometre swim in Chasewater, followed by a 90 kilometre bike ride around Staffordshire, and then they finish off with a 21.1 kilometre run. That, of course, the half marathon distance, 3 loops of Shugborough Estate. All sorts of rivalries taking place out on the course today, some of the world's best going up against each other, and Gordon and Tana Ramsey will be going head to head as well.
Guys, excited to be here?
You know, it's an amazing event. Just the courage, the support, the excitement.
The nerves.
The rivalry I hear as well.
Oh, I don't know about that. You know, I stay well away from Gordon in training, and I will tomorrow.
Tana's super fast. Don't be fooled by that, trust me. She's so determined, so steely, and...
He's setting me up for fall, you can tell, because I'm just going for completion. You're the one with times in your head.
At times like this, I wish there was a tandem, because you could be in the front, I could be in the back, but we are...
Times like this, I wish for separate rooms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
4-time world champion Javier Gomez is here, and he's already had a look at the opposition.
I would say, I don't know, Will Clark is probably the guy to beat here. He's racing at home pretty much, and I've been racing him for a long time in ITU many years ago. I know how strong he is, and there are other strong cyclists like Patrick Lang, and well, there are a few guys who can make it hard, yeah.
Without the Brownlees, Will Clark certainly Britain's best chance, but is he in a positive mood?
It's a really tricky course as it is, with all the twists and bends, and it's going to be pretty cold. And Javi is from Spain, and my other big rival, my teammate Romain Guillaume, is from Nice, so he's also used to 30 degrees. I mean, this is the weather that I train in for the whole winter, so it should be an advantage really. I did race an Ironman 3 weeks ago, so I'm a little bit cautious that might make me feel less good, but training's been going pretty well, and I'm feeling reasonably confident.
Former England footballer Danny Mills is in action again, stepping up from events we've seen him in before.
I did Yorkshire Marathon last year. Wasn't intending to do the whole thing, and the crowd got me round, and that's what I'm hoping for tomorrow, especially on the run. You know, pretty much every single step being cheered on, dragging you around, and that's what makes these events. You know, it's not just about us, the competitors. You know, it's about the supporters. You know, the families, the friends, all the people that come out. You know, all those little things that somehow just give you that extra burst of energy.
Gossage, Cheetham, Slack amongst the best women here today. The UK with a brilliant reputation in long-distance triathlon, but it'll be the men's pro field that go off first. Sub 4 hours for the event is possible if they get favourable conditions on the bike. If they want to beat Gomez, they've got to get a decent lead into the final stage. Nervous moments before the start for Lucy Gossage. What can she do? 2 podiums in the last couple of weeks. The men's pro field ready to go. 1.9 kilometres. Remember, that's 400 metres further than they do in an Olympic distance triathlon. It will take them just a little over 20 minutes, but with no drafting allowed on the bike, being in the first group in the swim is not quite so important, but getting on the toes of someone who's just that little bit faster will certainly help. The pro women next into the water. Gossage, Cheetham amongst the favourites. But the question really is, how much will they lose to the top swimmers like Rutherford and Slack? And away they go, a little jostling for position. And incredible to think they're going to be doing 4 hours of exertion at that sort of level. Chasewater looking perfect, 15.8 degrees. The French are saying it's colder, the Scots are saying it's warmer. I guess it's what you're used to. But with a beautiful day in prospect, conditions ideal. Rutherford straight into the lead in the women's swim. No surprise to see that happening. A member of the Dossier Elite tri-team, along with Bella Bayliss. And then the masses on their way. Some to produce PBs, most just to complete the course. And this is something that many of them will have been building up to for months and months, if not years. The pro men quick as expected, 23.33, the fastest time in the water. Now that comes out at about 1:14 per 100 metres, set by Castellane and Gomez. Castellane of Australia, outside the top 200 in the world. Gomez, of course, right at the top of the pile. Well, there you see the positions, the top five. Will Clark, good position in third. Michael Fox of Australia, 4. Romain Guillaume, he's a handy triathlete. Saw his best back in 2012, in 5th place at the moment. Castellane can't help thinking he's just wanting his moment of glory because he will not hold off Gomez for long. Will Clark just checking behind, I think maybe looking for Guillaume, who's one of his teammates. Now, although no drafting's allowed, it certainly helps to have company on the bike ride. Oliver Simon, Alex Schilling, 2 men who've done well in the swim, both sub 25 minutes. Remember that fastest time, 23.33, and Castellane and Gomez getting a good 40-second advantage over the rest of the field. Into the bike area. Finding your bike's the first problem. Gomez has done this so many times before. 4 times ITU World Champion. He was, of course, at one stage the ex-Terra World Champion as well, so he likes it tough, he likes it rough, and don't expect to see any weakness from him today. Will Clark, he'll be heading out onto the roads with Michael Fox of Australia. Back into the water, and the first woman out, Georgie Rutherford. Now that's good news for her, first time in her new wetsuit, and certainly there won't be any complaints there. 5th in Abu Dhabi back in 2014, so she has got pedigree. Here's Jackie Slack. We've seen her a lot in the Super Series over the years. Jackie Slack, of course, formerly the UK ex-Terra champion. Now Gomez on the road, remember the red suit with the yellow shoes, and he's setting a fairly stiff pace. Now I know that Gomez is in the middle of a very tough block of training, so I'm interested to see how hard he pushes. Guillaume looking very strong at the moment, contrast in helmet style between Guillaume and Gomez. Will Clark still in third, as he was out of the water. The Frenchman will have his mind set on catching Gomez, no doubt about that. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th. Will Clark, the 30-year-old from Cambridge, holding that at the moment in a similar colours to Guillaume, so don't get those two confused. Will Clark wearing number 3, and then behind him Michael Fox of Australia, who was 6th in Challenge Wanaka, and that was earlier this year, so we know he can go the distance. What sort of form is he on? Well, he's easing his way past Will Clark, no problem at all in the early stages of the bike ride. Cannock Chase, one of the features on this ride, that's something that all the riders will enjoy. Beautiful area, absolutely mobbed with cyclists during the weekend, road and mountain bike. 1 or 2 technical turns that Gomez alluded to. Well, here come the masses out of the water. And word is that Gordon Ramsay has completed the swim, and he's done it in under 40 minutes. That's impressive.
How was it?
Yeah, it was a great swim, really nice and warm. So, yeah.
Feeling good?
Feeling very good, thank you.
Good luck.
Fingers crossed. Well done, mate.
So now the race starts for real. 90 kilometres on the bike, then 21.1 on foot to complete the Ironman 70.3. How will Ramsay cope? Well, he's got some good company, and I'm sure that will provide motivation. Now this is Lucy Gossage, and we should get an update on the swim times. There you go, Georgie Rutherford 26.40. Lucy Gossage almost 3 minutes off the pace, down in 7th place out of the water, and she is the race favourite here today, and we're starting to see why, because she is pushing the pace. From 5 seconds behind to 5 metres, and through goes Lucy Gossage into 3rd place already with less than 8 kilometres gone. Now, she's certainly had a good look at this course, and it's paying off already.
Bike's more challenging than people think, I think. The first 10 miles is pretty sketchy, actually. A lot of gravel, some twists and turns, very narrow lanes, and then there's some flat, fast bits. It's quite nice up around Cannock Chase, some hills towards the end. Yeah, it's pretty varied.
Someone who might provide a bit of competition for Gossage is Susie Cheetham, another of Great Britain's crop of top-class, long-distance triathletes.
Me and Lucy are good friends, and unfortunately for me, she beat me in our last race in South Africa by about a minute and a half over a full Ironman. So obviously,
So that's nothing. You can get her.
Absolutely, I mean, easy.
Here is Romain Guillaume of France. Now, he's done sub 4 hours for a 70.3, but he's not on that sort of pace at the moment. But he has made top 10 in the World Championships. Gomez, the race leader, still pushing. Supreme athlete, and here is the man who's chasing. Marcus Tomsk, who's moved up into 4th place after a very slow swim. And he's about to go past Will Clark, the 31-year-old German who was drawn into the sport by his 2 older brothers, looking on very good form despite the fact that he had a bad race last weekend. 3rd place already for the German, and certainly the fastest on the bike at the moment, and that includes Javier Gomez. Guillaume closing on Gomez slowly, but he's not going as fast as Marcus Tomsk of Germany. So we're going to see a few changes, and here we go. Tomsk going past Guillaume. My goodness, he is letting it rip on this bike ride. Will he have anything left in his legs for the run at the end of this one? Gomez, much higher tempo, much higher cadence than we're seeing from the German. And that's fairly typical of the ITU athletes, as we see Tomsk of Germany making his move up off the saddle, just cranks it up to what, 300 plus watts, and away goes Tomsk. He's into the lead now, and it's a question of whether he can hold this pace on the bike, and then whether he can outrun Javier Gomez, who is one of the quickest runners in the world. We've seen that many times. Tomsk has made his move early, but will Gomez be able to respond when we return to the Ironman 70.3 Staffordshire? Welcome back to the Ironman 70.3 Staffordshire. Over 2,700 competitors out on the road. The leaders approaching the end of the bike ride. The masses have still got a long way to go, and there are plenty of celebs out there as well. Danny Mills and, of course, Gordon Ramsay amongst them. Now, everyone knows this is a mental game as much as anything else, and Ramsay doing everything he can to take his mind off the pain.
Yeah, I just look left and look right. Can I see a sheep or a little spring lamb? Bang. I've got never run a lamb, lamb stew, carrots, oh wow, potato field next, cabbage. So I'll turn the expletive into food. So that's the nice thing about Staffordshire. This area is incredible. Go past the cow, think about cheese, butter, cream. So hopefully...
You could write your next book on the bike.
There you go. Hopefully there'll be no F words. I'm hoping.
Still looking cheerful. And plenty of bodies to chase. It's not the case for Marcus Tomsk, who is now the race leader. This is Romain Guillaume of France coming up behind Javier Gomez. Was he expecting this? I'm not sure. Gomez, to me, is not going full throttle at the moment. As I mentioned earlier, he is in the middle of a very heavy training block. Tomsk trying to make up for his disappointment last weekend That has been one outstanding bike ride. 2:20 for 90 kilometres, and he's got a decent lead over Gomez and Guillaume. Now, you don't need to have too many guesses as to who is the quickest runner of the leading three. Javier Gomez, sensational. He can do 10k and sub 30. He's done that plenty of times on the ITU circuit already. And one of his strongest points after his training for 2012 Olympics is the fact that he can start the run so fast. Well, Tomsk is away. 21.1 kilometres to go around Shugborough Estate. It's a beautiful location for running, nice and gentle on the feet as well. Great surface, not too many hills, but the scenery unbeatable. Well, there's Gomez already away. He's gone back ahead of Guillaume without any trouble at all, and now running at roughly 3 minutes per kilometre. Now, unofficially, 2 minutes 40, the margin between Tomsk and Gomez at the start of the run, and therefore he's going to have to gain some 7 seconds per kilometre if he's going to catch the German on this half marathon. Here's Will Clark in fourth position. He was third out of the water. He's lost just one spot on the bike ride. And here is the race leader, Tomsk, who was 3 minutes down out of the water, 5.5 minutes quicker than Gomez on the bike ride, and he's still got some 250 metres, but he's well aware of the threat that's likely to come from behind. Can Tomsk hold on? It's been a brave effort so far. Certainly, the German deserves some success here. Lucy Gossage, the leading woman into transition, and she has murdered that bike ride. Look at the times. Almost 10 minutes clear of Georgie Rutherford, who was the first woman out of the water.
I got puncture.
Susie Cheetham, a puncture, she says. Well, that will certainly have cost her a couple of minutes. She's a brilliant runner, former 3,000 metre schools champion in England. She's got a lot of work to do. I don't think she's going to see sight or sound of Lucy Gossage today. Quick check of the watch. And Tomsk of Germany already been pushed down into second place. Gomez has gone through to take the lead. Now that happened in the first 7 kilometres. That means that Gomez was covering each kilometre 20 seconds quicker than Tomsk of Germany. That is a sensational pace to set. Will he keep that going? Well, I don't think so. I think he'll just make sure he wins this one. An outstanding runner. Only the Brownlees can match him at the moment. Approaching the finish now, Javier Gomez of Spain. Yet another victory coming his way. There will have been those who doubted his performance on the bike, but I suspect he was just pacing himself, saving something for the run, and he's blown the field apart with a sensational half marathon to wrap this one up and take the Ironman 70.3 Staffordshire title for 2015.
It was a very tough race, very tough course as expected, and yeah, it felt pretty good, and I just did my race, kept my pace the whole time, and it worked well. I could take the victory, so I'm really happy. The German was a really strong cyclist, and when he told me 2.5 minutes back in T2, I knew I was going to have to run quite fast, but I did a fast first lap, and I caught him already in 7K, and then I could control the pace a little bit more, and so you know, it was good to control a little bit.
Tom's certainly made a race of it, and finishing in second place, 4 minutes quicker than everyone else on the bike. Romain Guillaume, good, solid performance from the Frenchman to hold off his teammate Will Clark.
I struggled a bit today, not in the best. I'm not in the best shape at the moment. A little bit lost with my training, so I need to go back and recover a bit more.
Lucy Gossage, the result really hasn't been in doubt ever since she got on the bike. It wasn't the best of swims from Gossage, but she was flying on the bike, and you can see what this victory means to her. She is the inaugural champion here in Staffordshire.
I haven't run for a long time, and yeah, I knew I felt good. I just wanted to, yeah, I feel like I finally got fit, and just wanted to share it. And yeah, I just love racing in the UK. I think it gives me that extra 10% or something, and I'm so pleased, really, really pleased.
A little unlucky for Susie Cheetham, a puncture on the bike ride put her out of contention for the win, but second place will do.
I wouldn't have caught Lucy regardless of if I had a puncture or not, to be honest. She was really strong on the bike, but I would have been a bit closer.
What's this going to do to the rivalry between you and Lucy?
I think our next race is at Kona, so it's quite a big one for both of us. But yeah, I mean, it will just stoke the fire a little bit more.
Kona, of course, the Ironman World Championships. Let's have a look at the results. Lucy Gossage 4:31.09, comfortably ahead of Susie Cheetham in second place, and Warner of New Zealand coming through to claim third. Well, the pro field already starting their recovery process. The amateurs have got a long, long way to go. Gordon Ramsay still pounding the streets.
How you getting on, Gordon? All good, thank you. Second lap. I think it's the toughest, the second one. Fingers crossed, some energy in the bag for the last lap. Crowds are amazing. That's what makes an Ironman, the support, the volunteers, and the most amazing countryside.
Gordon's wife out there as well, and she had a slow swim but going nicely on the bike and the run, and there she is, 1957. Tana going very well, but it's honours to Gordon on this occasion. And with the clock on 5 hours 53, Gordon Ramsay rounds the last bend to complete here in Staffordshire.
The water's a little bit choppy at the beginning, and then the support's been amazing. I mean, all credit to the locals, volunteers. I stopped for a little quick slice of that amazing carrot cake. So from a chef's point of view, it's a dream. Yeah, really good indeed.
Fantastic. Best bike course I've ever done.
Support around has been absolutely amazing, especially the people down in the village down there. They were just going crazy for everyone.
That one was pretty hard.
You're going to be back next year?
Oh, hell yeah.
Danny Mills coming in towards the finish, 5:46. That's an excellent run from Mills. Tana Ramsay, only 55 minutes down on Gordon.
When I came out the water, I was like jelly. Got on my bike, did what you said, calmed down a bit. Got off the bike, I thought I'm never going to do 100 metres. And I remember being told, just get through the first 5K and then it'll be fine.
So we've seen it all today, haven't we? A dominant show from a world champion, a world-class performance from one of our homegrown talents, a personal best for a celebrity chef, not to mention, of course, this lot. It's all the ingredients for a cracking first 70.3 right here in Staffordshire.